Isabel sent that link as well. So I joined there, but host he said to start the video. So finally I called the ESL and I am back here. Very sorry for that initial hiccup. So these things happen. Do you all hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Everybody is deaf and dumb, is it? Or I am deaf. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Right. My voice, my sound system has been put. It was cancelled. Okay, now I can hear you all. So as I said, I'm extremely sorry for that. Let me see if I can share the screen. Share the screen. And then I'll open the. You see some presentation? Do you see the presentation?
Yes, sir, we can see.
It's also good. Let's start with a small bit of entertainment. So this is for you to relax. I hope this will play on. If it doesn't, if you don't hear and see what is played, please give me a shout. Do you see a video being played? Hello.
We can
see a video being
playing,
can
but
see.
not the audio.
Do you hear the audio?
No.
All right. That means I have to change the settings. So please excuse me. I know there's something to be done in the video sharing. I'll stop share, then get back to the controls. Let's see. Show. Zoom. Zoom is there, right? Share is say when you have to play these things, there's a particular setting. Does anyone know how to share sound? To for video sharing. Okay, now let me see how it works again. I can see the screen. I can play the video. Well, it is. I'm playing the video. Please respond, right?
We can hear.
You can hear and see both, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let's go ahead. Now relax, huh? This is just try to relax, but be very observant. I would ask you questions. Great. Now the question time. My entire presentation is absolutely interactive. You can talk to me. You can go on discussing with me. So I hope I can finish all my material within 2 hours. Right? It's all for your own good. How many people were there in that video? I want you to answer, right? Please answer. I like you guys to answer. Please feel free, right? You guys are experienced engineers, right? You're not little kindergarten children. Okay? How many people were there? Come on. No one wants to say anything. This should be absolutely interactive. Did I say that
7
correctly?
on the stage.
Huh?
7 people on the stage.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So some
What
people,
is-
right? Okay. No. Let's keep it at 7, right? What are they trying to do? I don't think too much, right? What they're trying to do? What are they
Collaboration.
trying to do? Huh?
Collaboration.
Yeah, okay. You are going too deep. I just asked a very simple question. What were they trying to do? Come on, what are they trying to do? Simple one word. What are they
Teamwork.
trying to do? Huh?
Magic.
Magic? Aha. So what were they trying to do? Tell me. You guys are thinking too much. You all are typical engineers. You all are not human beings. And let me tell you.
They
Sorry.
try
Entertain.
to
Entertain.
They were trying to
try to attract
entertain.
people.
Come on, entertain,
They
attract
try
people.
to attract
Some
people.
people said some people said attract people. The word that I wanted to hear came out from someone. They were trying to entertain. Was it an easy job? An easy job?
No.
Very easy job? Was it very easy? You
No.
hear what I'm saying?
No.
No, right? So what did they have to do to make that entire piece so interesting, so entertaining, so hilarious at times? Because people are laughing, right? To do all that, what did they have to do? What did they have to do? What did they have to do? Come on, let's go fast. You
Teamwork,
guys are.
collaboration, synchronization.
Go ahead. Yes.
Teamwork, collaboration,
Uh-huh.
synchronization.
Synchronization. Yes. That's one thing.
Creative
Huh?
presentation.
Creativeness. Then what else? What is
Practice.
just one? Huh?
Practice.
Practice. That's one single word I'm still expecting you to come up with. And I comes from the word, someone said it was not an easy job. So what did they have to do? What did they have to do to make it so interesting? They had
Innovative.
to,
Innovative.
huh?
Innovative.
Innovative, yes. That's another guy who said something. They had to stretch their limits. It was, for a layman, it might think virtually impossible. So this is the work of an engineer. As engineers, we all have to work as a team. We all have to collaborate. We all have to synchronize our work. We all have to do everything that you said. But more than anything else, they have to go stretch to their limits, right? And they have to get out of their comfort zone. So as engineers, sometimes I see most of you are Switch members. Sometimes I also get some chartered engineers joining this lecture series. I don't know why. You have to think out of the box when you want to find a solution. So several things I told you in one single video. All the work, the entire work of engineers is not to be self-centric, rather collaborative and synchronizing with other people's work. The most important thing, you have to stretch your limits. Beyond imagination, you have to stretch your limits. Beyond imagination. You can still be good engineers without doing any of these things that I just told you. You can do any of these things. You can be a very good engineer without doing any of these things. You know who will you become? I had a very nice engineer whom I knew during even his undergraduate days. I think I'm not so sure that I taught him. I knew him even from his campus days, right? Young engineer. And finally, he came to the Ceylon. You know, my entire career was in Ceylon X board. He came and worked for me. When he worked for me in the first phase, he was very good. He was young, very energetic. Then after that, he left that particular place of work. Then he had further training in UK, I heard, and he came back. And again, after about 20 years, he came once again under me. When I was doing the Upper Kotpule hydropower project, I wish I can show you a small video clip of Upper Kotpule hydropower project. I can't, due time constraint. One of the most challenging projects anyone could ever do. I'll leave the video with you for you to see. It was not an easy job, right? If you want, I think ISL has the Vimal Surendra lecture, which I have elaborated this Upper Kotpule. It's worth seeing that. Not because I did it, because it was always a huge teamwork. 2022, the Vimal Surendra lecture was done by me. Please go to the archives in the ISL and have a good look. You will learn a lot. You will learn a lot. Right? How engineers should be. So he was involved in this Upper Kotpule hydropower project. At that time, I knew there was something has gone wrong. And some other people told me he's not a team player. I don't believe what people say. And I just take them on for their own good. So I tried to make him work. I tried to make him work and work and work. Because I know that he's very bright, a young engineer, and he could do a lot of work. He's an intelligent guy. But after some time, I knew that he's not going to fit into my team. One day I called him and asked him, I'll call him Sunil. If there are any Sunils, please don't misunderstand. I am taking a very common name, Sunil. Do you think you belong to my team? First question. Of course, he said, yes, sir, yes, sir. I think I belong to your team and I fit in very well. That's what he said. Immediately. Well, he knew me so well. Then I asked him the second question. Do you think others believe that you are part of our team? Do you think others believe that you are part of their team? For which he was struggling a little bit. And he said, I think so. I said, sorry, Sunil. They don't think that you fit in to this team. I know you from your undergraduate days. In fact, I signed for his wedding as the testing witness. I thought he was a very good goalie of mine when he first came to CEB and worked for me. And I said, please, nobody thinks that you are part of the team. And I also tried to give you a lot of work, but you failed to do some of these work, giving me all kinds of excuses, which means you cannot work in this team. Please find some place where you fit in well. So with a lot of cohesion, a lot of talking, he found another place. And after some time, he went to England to join his wife, who was doing some postgrad studies in medicine. He was married to a doctor. So if you are not a team member, player, my dear friends, and if you are not willing to work for others to benefit, engineering is not the profession for you. Sorry, I'm a person who talks straight. I'm a person who talks friendly. I'm a person who talks very kindly to all of you, but I tell the truth. That means all you guys are committed to work as a team, committed to work for the good of others. So the things that I'm going to try to cover, it's a huge scope: professional Professional Chartered Registry of Engineers, Import of ECSL, doing education, recognition, blah, 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 working with others, professional. Okay. So I will not cover all these things. Okay. So let me go with my own usual presentation. Before I start anything, I want to, I'm going a bit fast. Huh? If you miss any phrase or word that I'm using, my wife always says, when you talk so fast, we can understand only half of what you are saying. I had a nice PN who, between my office and the general office, there was my secretary, and beyond the secretary was the general office. So I used to call him, come, and he comes. So I talk to him. I give him some instructions. Very faithful PN. He goes up to the room and goes to my secretary's room and used to ask my secretary, "Are sir, මොනවද කිව්වේ?" The secretary laughed. You should ask sir. But upset I said that. So like that, please don't worry. If you don't understand anything I'm saying, please stop me and say, "Sir, I didn't hear what you said. I don't understand what you said." Because I have a bad way of gulping words and phrases. So that's who I am. So I cannot change it now, right? So before I start anything, I want to share with you some of my very favorite videos, quotes, and anecdotes. So enjoy yourself, right? I have quite a number of videos. My first quote is from a book gifted to me by the author Arup Roy Chowdhury. You're the CEO of National Thermal Power Corporation of India, with whom the CEB worked as a joint venture to put 900 megawatt or 1000 megawatt coal power plant in Sampur. Thanks to the duo, I won't mention the names because I will be called up and told that I'm a politically biased person who never saw eye to eye, the president and the prime minister. You know who they are. Both of them together killed that most important project, 1000 megawatt coal power plant. If we got that power plant, we'd have had no problems whatsoever, even in this crisis. Number one. Number two, our power system would have been ideal. Number two, it was going to be a joint venture 50-50 with the thermal giant in India, who had 300,000 employees. NTPC had 300,000 employees, all doing coal thermal power projects in India. Just imagine. We kicked them out. They're still not kicked out. The entire land is to be covered with solar panels of 135 megawatts. You can just imagine what idiotic, unpatriotic decisions our politicians make for us. I don't care what you think of me. The politicians have been ruining our country. All of you will agree with me. Right? And in the same land, the same company, the joint venture, CB and NTPC, are trying to put 135 megawatts. So this guy was a very clever manager. You're the CEO, Arup Roy Chowdhury. And my last visit to India, it was in 2014, he gifted me this book, which had just come out of the print at that time, Management by Idiots. Very interesting read. If you can get hold of this book, please have a good read. It had this quote: "If you don't blow your own trumpet, others will use it as a spittoon." You know what a spittoon is? Padikkama. Padikkam in Tamil, right? What does it mean? Blow your own trumpet. It doesn't make blow your own trumpet for empty noise. No. Blow your trumpet to create a music so that others will like it. What it means is speak up. Tell what you want to tell. Anybody. If your boss is wrong, please go and tell him very quietly, nicely. Boss, I think what you're trying to do is not going to work. Use some diplomatic language. Otherwise, your boss will kick you. And don't tell that Shavindranath Fernando told you to tell off. I never told you to tell off. Speak up when you have to speak up. Don't go home and start blackguarding your wife and saying, or husband and say, what is this nonsense? Don't go and complain to your home people saying your workplace is something that you don't like. Please never do that. I never did that. I have told my children when they come and complain about their workplace, we don't like your workplace, resign. Other don't speak bad of your workplace. Well, there's also a small story that I would like to share with you. I hope you don't mind that. No, I'll skip that story. If anybody wants to hear that later on, let you call me. In the very old Hindu scriptures, you find this. These are called Vedic scriptures. And this from the Rig Veda. Those Hindus will understand what I'm talking about. These Hindu scriptures, right? Vedantas, right? When there is Vedic scriptures, Vedic, when there is harmony between the mind, heart, and resolution, then nothing is impossible. Three things, my dear friends, three things. Mind, that's what you used to think. Heart, that is where you have your compassion, your real human self is in the heart, right? And the resolution, your character. You try, if you are decided on doing something, and if you want to do it, that's your resolution to do it. Now you can tell me, nothing is impossible, right? I do believe in this. I do believe in this. You see that in a moment. Now you may say you're a madman, sir. Why? Can you go to moon now? No, I can't. Because my mind should be off. I should be a fool to think that I can go to the moon. You got what I mean? My education, my history, my upbringing will tell you what you are capable of doing, and you'll never think of doing anything that is not capable of doing. But you must have the mind to think, this is what I can do. You must have the feelings of what you're going to do. Am I going to kill a man? Just because I think I should kill that man? My enemy? No, you won't do that. You have a good heart. Then if you resolve, do it. Nothing is impossible. I do believe in this. Watch these two videos. For the sake of time, I will not play all of them till the end. But this is very interesting. Have a look. You hear the sound and the video? I want your quick answers, so that we will not waste time. Do you hear the sound and the video?
Yes.
See the video?
Yes, sir.
Sound.
Hi guys, welcome to America's Got Talent.
Thank you.
Thank you
And
very much.
going fast.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. And you're going to be doing the act together. This is your...
Yes, we're going to do ballroom dancing together.
How did you meet each other?
Tinder.
And you're going to be
96.
wow.
My name is Vard, I'm 26 years old, and she is?
96.
Hey, we've been dancing together for 6 years.
Okay, go for it. Enjoy yourselves.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank you.
96.
Fireball.
So I will have to stop this because of the...
So my dance partner has not been born yet.
That was inspiring.
Plus that she has 3 hip replacements.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm a little mad that you stole my dress out of my dressing room before you came out here.
You don't see this anywhere else on television but America's Got Talent, and I loved it, and I'm going to start the voting. It's a yes, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you.
I have to say yes, it was great.
All right, well, you got 4 yeses. We will see you again.
She's skipping in her heels.
So you saw that. 96, 26, another video with a 100-year-old doing a 100-meter run. I will not show you that. I'll rather show you this. But you got to believe what I'm saying. Nothing is impossible. It's just less than a minute, so I will play the whole thing. I'm sure you have heard these kind of stunts, and this happened after. You know who that guy is, right? Any guess? Anyone who doesn't know who that guy is? Come on. You don't know who that fellow is who came down the rope? Anybody, please. Are you guys there or sleeping? Are you guys sleeping? Do you know the guy who was coming down that rope? You don't know, right? Are you all kidding me or what? Can someone speak up? Do you know the guy who came down?
No, sir, I don't.
You don't? That was me when I was 63 years old. And my wife, when she saw this, she stopped talking for 1 week because the same place where, if you remember, that school teacher fell and died about 2 weeks before I went there. Right? So these what I say, your mind, resolution, and hard work, you can come down. And there were so many young people who never wanted to go and climbed up and come down that rope. I did that, and there were many stunts I did there. Right? So you have to stretch your limits if you want to. And also, mind, heart, and resolution, you can do anything. Okay. The last video, I think. Yes. Right? Listen to this speech.
I can tell you that when I met the SIA pilots, I didn't meet them on TV. I met them face to face. So 5 feet across the table so they can see me and see whether I'm still vigorous, able to campaign and take them on, whether it's worth taking me on. And I offered them 2 choices. Either you argue, you stop this intimidation, which is what it was, bringing SIA right down, disrupting services, ruining its reputation, millions of dollars worth of advertisements and sales ruined within a matter of 2 weeks. I gave them a choice. Continue this And I will, by every means at my disposal, teach you and get the people of Singapore, help me teach you a lesson you won't forget. And I'm prepared to start all over again. Or stop it. Get back to work, restore discipline, then argue your case. Took them 65 minutes. And they decided, okay, it isn't worth the fight. Why? Because they know they'll lose. They know that I'm prepared to ground the airline. They know that I can get the airline going again without them. And let there be no mistakes about this. Whoever governs Singapore must have that iron in him, or give it up. This is not a game of cards. This is your life and mine. I've spent a whole lifetime building this. And as long as I'm in charge, nobody's going to knock it down.
I'm sure you know this guy, Lee Kuan Yew, the founder of Singapore. In fact, Singapore got the independence from Malaysia, or they were thrown out somewhere in 1960s. I'm sure some of you would have watched this, but it shows the character of Lee Kuan Yew. Singapore was thrown out of the Malayan Federation in 1965 as a useless city. It was it was like a marsh, a fishing village of the Malayan Kingdom, Peninsula of Malaysia, right? In his own words, Singapore was a swamp. You know what a swamp is? Marshy land. Singapore was full of gangsters. He said he had a few millions of people to account for. What can we learn from this man? This is the person who is supposed to have said, in 1965, I will make Singapore like Ceylon. You know what Ceylon is? The country that we were referred to before 1932. I would say he was a man of immense courage who never looked back on his mission, firm of his conviction, stayed focused. Now, this is very important. I have been working with a lot of young engineers throughout my career. To date, my career may be about 47 years after graduation, right? 47 or 48 years after graduation. So I know what I'm talking about. So I have been working with young engineers, and most important thing, like, continue to tell the young engineers, stay focused on your job. Stay focused. You will start failing, but stay focused. Then you will one day come out victorious. That's exactly what I did at Apokotpale. I wish I can show you that video. I will say it. I'll keep it with you for you to see later. Stayed away from those who did not fall in line with the commitment to rebuild the nation called Singapore. Did not serve everyone with the same spoon. I'll show you a small example of that. There's also a saying that if you try to please everyone, you will end up pleasing no one. My dear friends, you are going to take, you are all experienced people, at least 4 years plus experience. You may have come across these challenging times that you want to please everyone in your staff. Remember, my dear friends, I have not done that. Because if you try to please everyone, you'll end up pleasing no one. Most of what is written there are exactly my experience. If you think I have been successful, try to at least learn something from these. What will happen if you try to treat everyone with the equal mission? You have been hearing, no? Mama Hamotam Vidanikama Handi. Anavirakum Ore Karandial Sevai Segre. Mama Hamotam Vidanikama Handi. We often hear people say that. Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. See what you try to do. What will happen if you try to please everyone with the same spoon? You have 3 people with 3 different capacities. use the same spoon. Try to fill up these jars. The first one is too much. So whatever you're trying to do is too much for him. The middle one is just right. And the third person is half full. He is never satisfied with the work you are giving him. You may have heard or you may have told, I don't know much. Boss always calls me and gives me the toughest jobs. Delight yourself because your boss has judged you that you have more than the capacity of others. He has recognized that. And if you also hear some people say, Machan, I don't think my boss likes me. He barely, he tries to give me and give me and give me. He doesn't understand who I am, Probably the boss is wrong at that time. Right? Boss is wrong at that time. So the middleman, one will be very happy with the boss. So when you become a boss, keep these things in your head, in your mind. A lot to learn from people of the caliber of Lee Kuan Yew. One of my favorite quotes once again, I'm thankful to all those who said no to me. It's because of them I'm doing it myself. This is exactly what I followed. Is the late of the most illustrious physicist of the millennium, millennials, several millenniums, Albert Einstein. This is exactly what I did at Apakotma. I don't know how many of you have heard about Apakotma Hydropower Project. Is there anybody who has heard about the Apakotma Hydropower Project? Anyone? I'm sure most of the CB people, are there any CB people here? They would have heard about the Apakotma project. Is there anybody outside CB who has heard about this Apakotma Hydropower Project? I'd just like to hear from you guys. Please interact. Please speak out if you know. How many of you know Apakotma Hydropower Project? No one. Thank you. I know you all are lying. Don't lie to me, yeah? One thing I'll tell you, don't lie to me. How many of you have heard about Apakotma Hydropower Project? How many of you have seen? Anybody? Come on. It's very strange. So if I have to believe you, I think I may be a fool. Perhaps you know and you don't want to speak. If you don't want to speak, my dear friends, don't become an engineer. I told you, first thing, right? Speak up when you have to speak up. Don't feel shy, right? So I'm sorry, you are not going to respond. So you're going to learn something from me, okay? It's a 150 megawatt project. The cost of the project is approximately at that time 40 billion rupees. In fact, it's much more than that. It ended up in Sri Lankan rupees at 70 billion because the project itself was $455 million. So when we signed the loan agreement, it was 40 billion rupee project. And finally, if you costed it, it came to 70 billion rupees, right? It's not a simple, small project. The study started in 1992. I started the studies. When I was DGM, Generation Planning of the Ceylon Electricity Board, 1992. The studies commenced in 1992. It was stalled due to protests on environmental, socio-political grounds. It was a case of constant protests. In 1995, we got the money from Japan to do the project. We were just about to sign the loan agreement. Then the Central Environmental Authority ruled that it cannot be done on environmental grounds. But I never gave up. We never gave up. CB never gave up. We fought and fought and fought. Right? And finally, we got the approval in 1998 or 1999. I'll show you what happened. But we finally could commence in 2006 because even after we got the approval, there were so many protests. And finally, we completed in the 6-year period for construction. 2006 it started, 2012 it was completed. So that is why they invited me to give the DJ Vimersman oration in 2022 after completing 10 years. It's very interesting that you hear this, you look at that video. It shows an engineering marvel, not a marvel of Shavindranath. Fernando, it's an engineering marvel of both Japanese and Sri Lankan engineers working together with perfect understanding of each other. And what more, we had 6 contracts, including the consultant contract. We worked in harmony with all the contractors, right? So why did I do Upper Kothmale hydropower project, and how did I do it? Because for most people, it was not possible. My guiding light was a quotation from the Bible, because I'm a Christian. If you know what is right to do and not doing, it is a sin. I'm sure in all the religions, you have some such very similar thoughts. I knew doing Upper Kothmale hydropower project was the right thing to do, and I did not want to be a sinner. So I did it, notwithstanding any obstacle, any impediment. No one believed that I will do it with so much opposition. Even my engineers used to come in the morning sometime when they hear that the project was cancelled in the radio on a cabinet decision. They used to rush into my office and say, "Sir, what's going to happen to us?" I said, "Don't worry, we will do it. Don't worry, we will do it." I had about 14 engineers with me at that time. I was risking their prospects as well, except for one who had to go to overseas because his brother was in overseas, so he went out to join his brother. All the other engineers stayed with me, in spite of many negative decisions of the government. Some even wish that I fail. I thank them all. How do I do it? It's because everyone said I will not do it. So I did it. I stayed focused and was not swayed by the noise around. There were many decisions by the cabinet. Okay, today you take a decision. Okay, go ahead. You project is approved. Few months later, someone makes a huge political protest, and there's cabinet decision not to do it. So it thought ding dong all the time. For many years, from 2002 until 2004 or so, it was a case of total uncertainty. 2005, I think, 2005, absolute uncertainty whether I could be able to do the project or not. Cabinet was changing their decisions at will. The last decision was to rescind all previous decisions to do it. I found a small loophole. I went through that loophole. I did it. I ignored it. Still, I'm surviving it. I had faith in God that I will not fail. But there was a small loophole in the decision in the cabinet. So I make use of it. If there's a normal person, he will say, "Oh, the cabinet has said rescind all the previous decisions. So how can I do it? So loan agreement is also rescinded. The approval for the loan is also rescinded. Rescind all previous decisions to do it." But there's a small loophole. I made use of it. The person who wrote the cabinet decision was my greatest supporter. You know why? This happened in 2005. Go back to history. In 2005, there was a government change. There was a government change. These were the last decision of the previous cabinet to rescind all previous decisions. And I know the person who wrote that decision in the cabinet, right? I'm talking about public servant. I'm not mentioning names. And that person was put in charge of our ministry to do it. I'm talking about public servant, right? His first visit, official visit, was to Upper Kothmale, and he said, "I have been put for you to do this project. I have been put for you to do this project. What assurance do I need anymore. I thank my upper corporate staff who had faith only in me. Now I turn to engineering. Now this serious business. What is engineering? Who is an engineer? What do you expect to do as an engineer? Are you prepared to face the challenges of engineering education? You have finished that, gain experience, and become fully qualified professional engineer, which now you are on the threshold. B paper is only the first hurdle you are going to jump. And there are two more hurdles at which you are going to talk later. There was a man by the name Herbert Clark, who I have been telling this story over and over again, and most of you know this story. So I will not keep on asking questions, right? If I had a face-to-face lecture, I go around and ask questions. I was to come and do the lecture in person yesterday, until yesterday, when I got this fuel quota business. I thought I should spare my fuel. But I would have been there. I like to meet people and talk to them and get their feedback while I'm doing the lecture. So just like that, I still expect you to give me responses. You can stop me and ask questions. You can disagree with what I'm saying. Perfectly all right. Everything is in order. So this Herbert Clark Hoover was traveling from London to New York, the steamship. So got steamers, steamship, coal-fired steamships. And it took about 3 months to cross the Atlantic from London to New York, right? And he was occupying a first-class cabin, and so was a first-class lady. There was those days, the class business in England was so severe. The first-class people will never mingle with the commoners, right? And sometimes they had royal blood. So they'll never, ever mingle with the commoners. So there was a lady, so in the first class cabin, and there was a young man also in the first class cabin, right? One of those. So finally, they these 3 months they befriended each other. They would have been explaining, they would have been dancing together, playing cards together, doing whatever possible, right? And so they were first class people, right? So I don't think they got into any mischief, right? It's very. I'm sorry that I could not meet you in person and to show how these things happen, right? Generally, these ladies wore very huge skirts. That's what 1 meter or maybe 1.5 meter in diameter. The only purpose of first class lady wearing those huge skirts is because the commoners cannot get near them. And even if you want to shake hands, you only stretch your hand and touch the fingertips of each other. These are absolute real, no? Absolute real. And even when Prince Charles came here, there were strict instructions given to Sri Lankan public or even the dignitaries. When you stretch your hand to shake hands, you don't grab the hand and shake like, anything like, like what we do sometimes Sri Lankans. You can only touch the fingertips and do a small handshake. It was written and given as instructions about, I think 15 years ago. He came here to open the Commonwealth meeting or something. So I hope you will forgive my dreadful. So last day, they were sitting down for the breakfast, and this lady had a urge to ask a question from the young man. And this is how she used to ask, right? I hope you will forgive my dreadful curiosity, but I should like to awfully know. Anyone? What the question was? So I have been telling this so many times, and people know what this question is. Anybody in this audience who know what the question was? What he asked? What she asked? Anybody? Come on. You guys are so dumb to me. What is this? You guys are very dumb. I don't like your audience. Please speak up. Does anyone know what the question she asked? Even if you give the correct answer, it's okay. Anyone who have heard this story before? Huh? Yeah, she knows this story, but she had heard from someone else. She asked, "What is your profession?" What did he say? He said, "I'm an engineer." You know what happened? Did she grab her and, "Oh, my fellow engineer, my sweetheart, my future husband"? Instead of doing that, she said, the lady's face fell. She was red in her face. She was embarrassed. She snapped back and said, "I thought you were a gentleman. I thought you were a gentleman." So, my dear friends, the male engineers here, you are lucky that the girls look at you and sometimes grab you and say, my sweetheart, my boyfriend, you're going to be my husband. Instead, those days, first class ladies never thought engineers are gentlemen. So she was surprised that he was traveling in a first class cabin. But those days, engineers were very smelling all over the place. They wore only overalls. They had dirty hands. They were rough people. They were tough people. They often spoke in filth. They had very bad mannerisms, therefore not recognized in society. You don't believe that? I have to believe that because I joined the Ceylon Electric Board in 1979, and there were two engineers I still remember who came to office, to the workshops in a pair of shorts. They were neatly dressed, shorts, short sleeve shirt, and stockings and brown shoes. And most of them used to carry a pipe. I don't know, anyone of you have seen what a pipe is. But those days, the first class people, they smoked the pipe. And one of those fellows went to become the chairman of Ceylon Electric. Even when he was the chairman, he still wore the pair of shorts. And these guys used to have the walking stick in their hands. Is it because they couldn't walk? Oh, no, no, no. But they used to hit people in the workshops with a walking stick. You try to do that now? You try to do that now? Next day there will be a strike in the workplace. And some of these guys, the best word I have heard from them is Yako. Yako is devil. Yako! That's how they used to talk to people. Can you talk like that now in any workplace? But now the engineers are well recognized in society. We have clean hands. We wear perfume. We have good mannerisms. And the society look up to us. Engineer පුතා engineer දුව මේ මොකටද විශ්වවිද්‍යාලේනේ පෙරදිලි කියන්නේ engineering faculty. Our parents are proud of us. But those days we were treated like dirt. But the question is, do we live up to that place where we are placed in the society? And incidentally, this Herbert Clark Hoover was the only engineer who became president of the United States of America. So Hoover Dam in America is built after this man. He was a geotechnical engineer. So who is an engineer? An engineer is a professional practitioner of engineering concerned with applying scientific knowledge, mathematics, and ingenuity to develop solutions for technical problems. So 3 ingredients are required to become an engineer: scientific knowledge, mathematics, and that is not enough. If you have only scientific knowledge and mathematics, and without ingenuity, if you don't understand the word ingenuity, you please look at the dictionary after this presentation. Let me tell you what ingenuity is. To develop solutions for technical problems. That is your role. Engineers design materials, structures, Structures cannot be built without materials. Machines and systems, while considering the limitations imposed by practicality, safety, and cost. Now, my dear friends, if you have the best of scientific knowledge and best of mathematics, you are a scientist. You are not an engineer. And engineers cannot be scientists. Engineers need science and mathematics. But just knowing science and mathematics will only make you a scientist and not an engineer. So you have to have ingenuity. Why ingenuity? To develop and design systems and material and systems, machines, structures. Why? On the consideration of limitation imposed by practicality, safety, and cost. The most important three things. Cost is beyond the budget, you cannot go. And all what you do, it should be safe for anyone to use. But I told you, you are doing work for others. The building that you build, the line that you draw in the electricity board cannot kill people, right? And the machine that you designed and put it out for sale cannot kill people. You by using that machine, you should not allow people who are using that machine to lose their limbs and fingers and various things. It was recently that I think it had come up in the news recently. I was told by one of my nieces, it had been shown in the TV as well, that he has been working one of the machines and the machine has stopped. He had just put the head in to see what's going wrong. Immediately the machine, whatever the lid or whatever had come down, his body was severed into two. It had been shown on TV. That cannot happen, man, if that was properly designed by an engineer. If that was properly designed by an engineer, that cannot happen. Maybe there are human failures, but the machine should be designed to even take care of human failures. Right? Safety, cost, and practicality. The word engine is derived from the Latin root ingenium, meaning cleverness. So you guys, having passed the exams and now practicing as engineers, are clever. Don't ever underestimate your cleverness. If you are not clever, you cannot be an engineer. Remember that. Be proud about yourself that you guys are clever. That means you can do anything. Don't start grumbling. When some job is given, don't start grumbling. I cannot do this. Sir is always giving me all this work to me. Do it, man. Don't grumble. Make it an opportunity. Engineers are grounded in applied science, and their work in research and development is distinct from the basic research focus of scientists. We also do research. We have to do research. We have to innovate. But not as scientists do. You do something related to the work that you're doing, produce something for the benefit of others so that others can make use of it to improve productivity, to maybe you are electrifying a village, or that time is gone now. So do whatever you are doing, maybe in civil, mechanical, chemical, materials, textile, whatever field that you are chosen to do in your life. Do it in a manner that it is useful for others. Do it so that it is useful for others. Let's take a civil engineer. They design bridges, right? Are you the only one who's going on that bridge? There will be millions of people using that bridge. You are just one of them. But it's your design. It's your work. That's what I mean. So be very careful in what you do, because whatever you do, maybe the lives of millions of people who travel on that bridge or building or who enter the building is in your hand. If something goes wrong, you will be held responsible. Even you are not caught, for years and until you die, you will think, oh, that bridge I built, finally it collapsed, and 2 or 3 people were killed. That bend that I did not put it correctly, the curvature, slipped off the bus speeding at the correct speed, slipped off that curvature, which was not done properly in that road design. Be mindful of what you're doing. Don't cut corners. Standards, adhere to them, unless you can prove that there's a better standard. The work of engineers forms the link between scientific discoveries and the applications that meet the needs of society. That's the key word. That meet the needs of society. Okay? Sorry. I don't know for what reason this thing went off. Okay. These were people that meet the needs of society. That means not you. That means the needs of society. You're only part of the society. Maybe a few of your relatives are part of society. But by and large, it's for others. Therefore, the central focus of the engineering profession is the application of scientific knowledge. On the top, you see that. To meet the societal needs, I think there's some way that I can use what is it? I don't see that. There's a thing that I can pick up. What is that? No, a laser pointer. Okay, let me see if I can use societal. Now you can see the laser pointer, right? Societal needs is huge, huh? In any society, the needs are huge. But there are these kind of fellows who are called scientific, means including mathematics, engineering. So the engineer's role is this intersection, meeting the needs of society with scientific and mathematical knowledge and ingenuity. The central focus of engineering profession is the application of scientific knowledge to meet the societal needs. Never forget that. No, whatever. In this, I can't shift. What a joke is this? I cannot get rid of this point. Okay, I got it out. Then I can shift. What kind of PowerPoint presentation is this? Once you get this pointer, I can't advance the slides. On the other hand, you guys are people, right? You have your own traits. I'm an engineer. I have my own traits. What are my traits? Some of us are highly analytical. Some of us are highly creative. We are both kinds of people among the engineers. On the other hand, engineers may pursue creative efforts without involving analytical skills. There are engineers I have seen who use absolute thinking power all on their own. They are a bit of silent kind of people who always create things in their own mind without involving so much of analytical skills. And on the other hand, there are other engineers who use absolutely super duper analytical skills. Their mathematics is super. Scientific knowledge is super. Everything's at their fingertips, facts. And they don't spend too much time in doing creative thinking. So these are all human beings. We are human beings, aren't we? Yes. For example, as engineers apply commercial software to the solution of an engineering problem, the application of analytical skills per se may involve very little or no creativity. So you put in the data and take a thing out, okay, analyze it again. If the things are not proper, you revise the design. Once again, put in the data, and you ask the model to come out with the strains and the what you call these strains, stressors, and shear stress, swoop stress. I don't know what you would like to know in the civil engineering field, and overloading of a generator or whatever in electrical engineering, right? That may not need so much of creativity. On the other hand, engineer may design an ergonomic office space with very little analytical skills. I hope you know, guys, what ergonomic means. Anybody who can say what ergonomic is, I want you to speak up and tell the others what you know about ergonomics. Anybody? So the entire class is dumb, huh? I'm sure they are deaf, but you're dumb. You don't speak. I'm sorry. I told you, I tell you to your face. I like if you interact, right? If anybody knows economics, please say what you know, right? Nobody's going to find fault with you for saying something. Okay, ergonomics means design for maximum comfort, efficiency, safety, and ease of use, especially in the workplace. So hence, let us now look at engineering from these perspectives. So you have the engineering in the middle with analysis and creativity. I'm sure some people would have shown these 4 circles. So we have A category, B category, C category engineers. None of them are superior to each other. But sometimes you start your life from A category, maybe migrate to B category. Some of you may start from C category and migrate to B category or even A category. So you are very much free to start from anywhere, but please remember to remain in this little pie that resembles. I always used to ask what this shape looks like. They give all kinds of names. I call it a Italy. So please remain in this Italy. Italy I love. So I'll let you show what the Italy is. Right? So I'll select the other one. Where's the pen? So this is the Italy, right? It's the shape of Italy or a paripodi. But a paripodi. It's more common than the Italy. Every street corner you can get a paripodi. See, it has all spots also all over the place, paripodi. So be a paripodi for everyone to enjoy. But please remain within the paripodi. Never stray out into any other domain. Once you're an engineer, you are here. Sorry, you are trapped. Yes, you are trapped. You like to it or not, you decide to do engineering, so be there. Okay? So A, B, C, we'll talk about these 3 kinds of engineers in a moment. Then also remember there are 1, 2, 3 kinds who are outside the domain of engineering. What are these? One kind. They are highly analytical, but still meeting the needs of society. Who are these 3 kinds? They are highly creative, still meets the societal needs. Then these 2, which has analytical creativity plus still meeting societal needs. Let's try to analyze who these people are. So these are all theory from the international literature. Sector A engineers represent the intersection of purely analytical talents with the engineering domain. This may be used to represent the engineering science and ability to model complex systems and predict their response to various inputs under various conditions. This segment of engineering has, of course, been the subject of intense development for the last half century and has benefited most greatly from the availability of fast digital computers. Now with the AI tools coming in, it has become even faster. So when I was in the Nerd Center after retiring from CB, I was paid the chairman Nerd Center. And there was a young engineer who was very clever in finite element analysis. And he was building a computer model to analyze the stresses, strains, and the shear, whatever forces, whatever it may be, in multiple story brick buildings. Multiple story, whatever I do. And you have seen when you go to CB, sorry, it's not CB, ISL, you see a model of the, I think it's not Jethavanarame, I think Stuparame, right? I don't know, that Stupa, the tallest brick building in the world at time. One time I was told that there are two other buildings that are taller than that particular stupa in Sri Lanka. So I thought it was the tallest, but later I found out there have been two others that have been taller than the brick buildings, the stupa. I think it's Jethavanarame or not Jethavanarame, it's the lift, right? So Stuparame, right? If anybody knows the stupa, I don't know. You can educate me, yeah?
It's Jethavanarame, sir.
Jethavanarame, good. And I asked this guy how long it would have made those engineers to design Jethavanarame. He told me with his best of knowledge, maybe it should have taken about 40 years. And I asked, with your model that you are building up, computer model, how fast you can analyze those stresses and strains? He scratched his head and said, maybe about 4 hours. Or maybe today, 4 minutes. That is the level of development of engineering. I know what, I'm sure you know what I mean. So it's Jethavanarame. Thank you very much, miss. Sector C, the intersection of our creative capacity with the engineering domain, can be viewed as representing those sudden intuitive leaps often responsible for revolutionary advances in technology called significant novelty, as well as those aspects of engineering not yet fully supported by engineering science that remain more art than science. I'm sure most of you have come across these problems that you think there is no solution. Sometimes you give up and forget and say, I can't find a solution for this problem. All of a sudden, from nowhere, either when you taking a shower in the morning, or maybe you are going on a long trip and you see something in the nature, immediately you find the solution. Can you justify the solution? No. It's your creativity. So next day when you go to work, you are itching to call your friends and say, I found the answer. I found the answer. Let's do it this way. So if people are asking, how do you do it? I don't know, but I just got this idea. That's your creativity. So you need all these kind of engineers, right, in your group. Sector B, intersection of knowledge and need with both the creative and analytical capability, can be used to represent engineering design and much real-world problem solving. So maybe you would have started from A and migrated to B, started from C and migrated to C, A, B, or you anyway start with B. That's up to you. That's your personal trait. Nobody's going to say you're superior than the others. Others are also superior in their own right. Come on, you will not be able to solve the way your creative friends solved the problem. You will not be able to solve the way your analytical friend solved the problem. But each person, each engineer is an asset to our engineering community. So don't look down on them. Right? So this sector includes activity ranging from developing innovative products and processes to creating an innovative bridge design to develop a new control process for petrochemical production or whatever. Right. What about the other sectors in the above figure? 1, 2, 3. Sector 1, the intersection of analytical skills with societal needs outside the bounds of scientific knowledge, might include economics and philosophy. I'm sure Siddharth Kumarian did not study chemistry, physics, and biology the way you all did, or did not do the partial differentiation equations like you all did. But he is the greatest philosopher on earth. He had that analytical skill to meet the needs of society. Lord Buddha. Sector 3 may encompass art. You go to Viharama Devi on a weekend. On the other side, what do you see? All the artists, sculptors are on the street selling their works of art. Some of them are amazing. So if ever I go on a Sunday or whatever to Colaba, I make sure that I try to pass that place and look at those pictures. I won't stop. By passing, I just don't look at anything. It thrills me. It brings you a lot of inspiration. Artists are needed in our country. Sector 2 may be used to represent those societal needs outside the bounds of scientific knowledge that require both analytical and creative skills, perhaps including public policy. If there's time, I'll talk about public policy in a moment before I wind up this session. Business administration. All these advertisements. When you don't want to buy a rice cooker, you go and buy a rice cooker. Because the people know the needs of society and they have analyzed you. They know your creative skills and they know how creative they can be to sell a product that you never wanted. How many of you have bought many equipment and many things, appliances, and lying, rusting there on your in your pantry or whatever? Never used. And music. Music requires a lot of creativity and a lot of analytical skill. Because to mix the notes together, the octaves and the notes and then the sharps and the flats in proper combination is highly analytical. So Beethoven, Mozart, and Giovanni, they would have belonged to this category too. So we need those people. Can engineers not ignore these very real issues in society? So we had to work with them. We seldom work with them. We sometimes don't like to work with them. Remember, you have to work with them. Otherwise, you may not be able to reach the society. I had an engineer like that, especially in Napakotpally. I will tell you that he is a super duper civil engineer. But he never mingled with the society. He never mingled with the society. He was always in his room doing the best of designs that you can ever think of. So much so, he never stepped into the field. I'm sorry about him. One of the very senior civil engineers. We had to build this road to the power station area through a small village. So his design was perfect. The road design was perfect. When others went and traced the road, it was going right in the middle of the houses, or just knocking off the toilet of another house. Why? He did not go to the society. Right? He did not ask the people. He did not engage the people whose houses are getting affected. So when it was reported to me, I said, throw away his design and change his design to suit our purpose. That's what we exactly did. That's what we exactly did. So engineers are creative problem solvers. I'm an electrical engineer. So join me for what is in there. If we had it in ISL, we could have gone and had one of those today. I'll try to quickly go through a few of the definitions of engineering because it's important that you understand these things in the proper context. This material is available for you. Get a copy from Sanjeeva. I think it's maybe put up in the web as well. The Accredited Board of Engineering and Technology of USA. This is supposed to be the largest single engineering regulatory organization in the world. Identifies engineering as that profession in which knowledge of the mathematical and natural sciences, what is natural sciences? Tension, compression, gravity, right? All kinds of things. Magnetism, electromagnetism, the natural sciences, gained by study. Experience and practice is applied with judgment to develop ways to utilize economically the materials and forces of nature for the benefit of mankind. This is the largest single engineering regulatory organization in the whole world. This is the definition for the benefit of mankind. Don't do anything that does not benefit anybody. Whatever you do should benefit somebody. This is a very important organization, International Engineering Alliance, of which IESL is a very proud member. Very few countries are members of this International Engineering Alliance. IESL was admitted to IEA somewhere in 2007, if I believe correct. And we would have been would have been within the first 20 engineering organizations in the whole world to be admitted. That's 2007. And today, I think after say 20 years almost, we have barely about 50 engineers within that fold. So be happy. You're going to be in one of those prestigious institutions. You are already. You're going to be a full member very soon. Now, what do they have? There's one more organization that has come up later. I can't bother to do that. They have 3 educational accords. Accords are simply another agreement, but it has more value than an agreement. It's an accord, right? Washington Accord, most of you may have heard about it. So all the 4-year full-time engineering courses, or not only full-time, even part-time, all you guys may be having a Washington Accord degree. Some may not, but they are equivalent to Washington Accord, but maybe recognized degree. Otherwise, you cannot be a member of the IESL. So your degree is recognized by the IESL. And most of you who have passed out from certain universities have Washington Accord degree, I am sure. Sydney Accord is for something else. Dublin Accord is for something else. Then the other thing that should be of interest to you is International Professional Engineers Agreement. So once you become a chartered engineer, full member of the IESL, after a few years, you can even join as an internationally professionally qualified engineer by saying International Professional Engineers Agreement. Then there are other agreements. So to save a lot of some time, try to go fast. IESL is a full signatory of IEA. It's a full signatory of the Washington Accord. It's a provisional signatory of the Sydney Accord. And I recently heard that's also applied to a signatory of the Dublin Accord. And it's a full signatory of the International Professional Engineers Agreement. Very important facts that you should know about IESL. Several accrediting, what is IEA? Several accrediting bodies for engineering qualifications have developed outcome-based criteria for evaluating programs. Similarly, a number of engineering regulatory bodies have developed or are in the process of developing competency-based standards for registration. Now, I'm sure you know this. You will be tested for your competency in 5 competency areas when you are tested at the professional review. Will come later. The first things first, do the B paper first. And after you do the B paper only, then you can think of becoming a full member of the IES. That's what you're training yourself for. Education and professional records for mutual recognition and qualifications and registration have developed statements for graduate attributes. I'll just skim through them. The literature is available at iea.com. Please, if you are interested to know a little bit more, go and read those documents. They're not very heavy documents, maybe 10, 12 pages long. It's good to know these things. You are thinking of international qualifications in particular. You have statements of graduate attributes and professional competency profiles. There are 3 engineering practitioners. When I passed out as an engineer in 1978, I thought we are the greatest people on earth as engineers. We never heard that there are engineering practitioners. I'm being very frank and open with you. That's only after I came to see IESL, and also when I got involved in these IEA deliberations, I got to know that there are 3 kinds of engineering practitioners. Of course, we are the best engineer. Then we are engineering technologists. We already have engineering technology in our fold in the IESL. And engineering technicians. You have worked with them, you know who they are. So, what do they say about engineers? This is the best definition I have ever come across. This is very wholesome. Engineering is an activity, so I'll go a little slow, that is essential to meeting the needs of people, economic development, and the provisions of services to society. Provision of services to society, which I've been telling always. Engineering involves the science, involves the purposeful application of mathematical and natural sciences and a body of engineering knowledge. I'll tell you what the body of engineering knowledge is. Technology and techniques. All of that you have to do. Engineering seeks to produce solutions whose effects are predicted to the greatest degree possible in often uncertain contexts. That is what makes you different from technologists and technicians. Those days we used to call them technicians the Basu-Nahes. You guys are not Basu-Nahes. That means without doing the work, you can predict what that work is going to do. This is why I encourage you to look at that Vimala Surendra lecture I did 2 years ago, or 4 years ago, where I am proving what has been designed has worked even during this Detroit calamity. All our structures, not a single drain that we, or a canal that we developed during that project, even overflowed. Even overflowed. I have pictures. It was exactly, it behaved exactly according to our predictions. What more can you expect of good engineering works? While bringing benefits, engineering activity has potential adverse consequences. So whatever we do, it's going to have potential adverse consequences. Engineering therefore must be carried out responsibly and ethically. Use available resources efficiently, be economic, safeguard health and safety, be environmentally sound and sustainable, and generally manage risks throughout the entire life cycle of a system. This is why the engineer's role is very important, my dear friends. It has to live the life cycle of that system that you have designed. Full life. And there should not be any breakdown. There can be. Of course, those are predictable. If you read this well, understand this well, if you have any problem, you can always reach out to me and I will give you more clarity on each of these things. I have done my job to you today. Please, this is the most important slide in my entire presentation. This is what you're required to do. Maybe you're doing that. If you read this and understand this, you're going to do it better, with more focus, with more commitment, with more dedication, with absolute rigor and accuracy. You're not going to fail. Take my word. So these are simple things that I am not going to take your time because these are all over in that IEA.com. Look at these things, it's important. So this also I'm going to skip because I think you guys are tired listening to me for 1.5 or 1 hour, almost 2 hours now. So these are the ISL program outcomes of your basic engineering degree. You have gone through this, so I will not take much of time. Come to the Engineering Council, which is very, very close cousin of ISL. You know that ISL is one of the, not one, the oldest organization in the whole of Asia. Not Japan, not India, not mighty India, right? They became an institution after, about maybe 10 years after Sri Lanka. We were born in 1906, right? So, yeah, almost how many years you can calculate, right? 120 years almost. So they have this categorization: engineering council, engineering technician, incorporate engineer, and chartered engineer. So we follow, we come to the chartered engineer category, and you are trying to become a chartered engineer. Engineering technicians are concerned with applying proven techniques and procedures to the solution of practical engineering problems. They carry supervisory or technical responsibility and are competent to exercise creative aptitudes, not attitudes, aptitudes, skills within defined fields of technology. These are technicians. Professional engineering technicians contribute to the design. They can't do design. They contribute to the design. They will come and tell, sir, if you do it a little bit this way, it's better that I can build it up. If you avoid this column here, sir, it will be better. They will come and help you in the design. But there are people who are going to do it. Right? Development, manufacture, commissioning, decommissioning, operation or maintenance of products, equipment, processes, or services. See the gamut of things that the engineering technicians are supposed to do. So your subordinates help them to acquire these skills. Finally, you are the one who is designing the system. Professional engineering technicians are required to apply safe systems of working. Then we have incorporated engineers, whom we call technologists. They maintain and manage applications of current and developing technology and may undertake engineering design, development, manufacture, construction, and operation. So, my dear friends, I'm going to tell you something for which you'll be a bit surprised. I was talking to the our ISL Council about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago with 3 other very senior past presidents. So they have a problem right now trying to figure out what is the difference between the incorporated engineers and chartered engineers. There's a very clear definition. I'm not going to bore you, but even the ISL Council is now grappling with the idea of how to define these roles. That's a bit of an issue. I'm sure they'll come out with it. I always told them to look at these definitions. Then you have no problem. Now, something that you may not like to hear. This says operation. Now, don't get me wrong. I was once in, as I told you, I have been to India several times, and especially with the NTPC. Right at the beginning, I told you that I've been to the NTPC plants in Delhi and various other places, and I've met their engineers and I have discussed certain things. There are a set of engineers. They call themselves engineers. These are the people who are operating the plant. So I approached them and I was a bit curious. I asked them, I got friendly with them and I asked them, so how long is your degree? So we have 3-year degrees. So you call them engineers? Yes, we are called engineers, but sir, we have these superior engineers under whom we work. We are not supposed to work, and they knew their role, and they said we work under them. And if any decision to change the operational mode or whatever, they are very specific. They said we are the superior engineers. So they were the 4-year degree holders who are on top, and the 3-year engineering degree holders are doing the operations. And don't mix up the roles. Don't start questioning too much about these things because you may end up getting frustrated, but leave the ISL and other people to sort it out. We have a bit of issue right now, not being able to define their roles because they are already in our eyes. So we have to recognize them as technologists. And the international literature is very, very clear. We don't have to worry too much about it. It's there. And there are those tables that I skipped. If you are very keen to look at it and further study, they'll tell everything about these differences. Right? The incorporated engineers are variously engaged in technical and commercial management and possess effective interpersonal skills because they have to more often than not supervise people more closely than the chartered engineers. They interact with people, so they have to have interpersonal skills. Now, these are international literature, right? That have been tested for centuries, more than a century. Chartered engineers are characterized by their ability to develop appropriate solutions to engineering problems. Now, this is your focus, my dear friends. This is what you are capable of doing. Are characterized by your ability, I put the word your ability to develop appropriate solutions to engineering problems. Appropriate solution. That's not a standard solution. So technologies will apply a standard solution. You guys have to find an appropriate solution to engineering problems using new or existing technologies. Through innovation, that's your role, your domain. If you don't do that, my dear friends, you're not engineers. I'm telling you, creativity and change. They might develop and apply new technologies, promote advanced designs and design methods, introduce new and more efficient production techniques, marketing and construction concepts. So the entire thing is covered. Or pioneer new engineering services and management methods. That's your role, my dear friends. Chartered engineers are variously engaged in technical and commercial leadership and possess effective interpersonal skills. This time is running out. I'll now get into what do we need to do, need our engineers to be. Listen with an open mind and speak up when required. Don't just say quiet. Always in a talking mood, not jabbering mood. does not read Russian words, but speaks sense. Write well, clear and logical writing. In whatever they write, fiercely careful about the accuracy, because once you say something, you can retract. Once you write something, you cannot retract. It's written. Therefore, it has to be fiercely accuracy. Good manners. You have to always be good-mannered, courteous and well-mannered. Dress well. Be smartly dressed to suit the occasion. I'm covering the entire gamut of being an engineer. Read well. Such a lot of media, news channels, journals, technical reports. Read all of them. And work hard. No substitute of working hard. Are you ready to face the challenge? Can I hear a resounding yes or no? Why don't you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
You are
sir.
ready? Wow. I'd like to hear more of this. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Good. I'm happy. And this is what you said. Aha. Which one do you want to be? My dear friend, you are facing that huge sumo. You are a minion. The problems are enormous. You are going to solve all of them. That's your chance. But when you do that, first remember, face any challenge confidently thinking. The most important, if I can't, who can? If I can't solve this problem, who can? That means you are the only one who can solve this problem. Go with that courage. And after winning and solving the problem, be humble enough to say, if I can, who can't? That means those two phrases have an enormous potential. First one, you tackle it. You mature yourself. You apply your knowledge. But once you do that and tackle a problem, be humble enough to share your knowledge with the others. How can you do that? IESL has given you ample opportunity to present papers. That is what I call in the first place body of engineering knowledge. The body of engineering knowledge will not grow like any other body if you don't provide the nutrients, proteins, the carbohydrates, the sugars, the fats, and everything. Your body will not grow. Just like that, if you don't feed back to the engineering community what you have done and what you have learned in the way of technical reports, even communiques, anything, write, document what you have done. Then only our engineering body of engineering knowledge will grow. Let us look at these awful pictures. And you judge and tell me who is responsible. Electrical short circuit. These are very common. Who caused this? Technicians? No. It's the engineer's fault. Bottom of it would have been an engineer. Why? You can always put the blame on the contractor. No. You passed it. You chartered engineers have passed. You can't afford to make such mistakes. Same thing. This in Sri Lanka. Who is responsible for this? Not civil engineers. They are those civil engineers who build this at dead and gone. There are municipality engineers. You constantly look at the strength of before they try allowing new construction to take place. So this in Sri Lanka. This is one of the world's worst engineering disasters in Dhaka, Bangladesh. You know, Bangladeshis are very much like Sri Lanka. I've been to Bangladesh several times. I met Bangladeshis several times. I know them very well. They're absolutely one-to-one Sri Lankans. It has a historical reason. Because King Vijay came from Bengal. West Bengal. So we have come from Bengalis. Don't feel shy. You go and listen to the Wangagi or the Bengali music. Our music is very similar. Right? So we are also like that. One disaster, entire country is there to look at the disaster. See the number of bystanders all over the place. This is another bridge collapse in China. And this was shown in one of the local newspapers with a very funny caption. Where is this? Where is this? Can you not tell me where is this? I'm doing this course for undergraduates as well. And there was one undergraduate who knew this place. Can you not tell me where is this? Any road engineers? You should be knowing this, huh? See the number of people watching. This is Sri Lanka. Don't blame them. You and I are same. Right? If technologists and technicians try to do the job of engineers, this may very well happen. But are we prepared to face the challenge? You said yes. Can we confidently say that we engineers in Sri Lanka will not let this happen? Question mark. There have been few bad design failures in Sri Lanka. And when you analyze, you find those design failures have happened with engineers who were passed out from our university system, but who have not got their charter in the ISL. They were still associate members. And some of the associate members work as if they are chartered engineers. You cannot do that. That's why we have with this very tough screening process called the professional review. Be happy that you are at the threshold. I wish you all of you, the very best in doing that. But keep these, my words of advice, throughout your life. Can ISL assure that our chartered engineers are in a position to avoid this kind of disasters? The answer is in your hand. Now I'll skip this on public policy. It's there. I'll not go through this. That's no time. Okay. Go to the right, last right. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
I want a resounding. Everyone, unmute yourself. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is what you said. So keep this in mind. Be confident as like that, like that small child. Right? You can punch an adult in the face. Right? So do well. My best wishes for you. I hope you will pass the B paper with ease. Thank you very much. Any questions? Now I open the floor for questions. I'm ready to answer any questions if you want to. It's up to you. Okay.
So any guidelines on constructing the answer?
Yeah, I had another presentation, my dear friends. Unfortunately, I'm not doing it. But I had another session with you engineers, but I don't have that. Hello? Is the Zoom still on?
Yes, sir.
I don't see the Zoom on. I don't know how to close it because Zoom is, I cannot see the Zoom on. Why is that? I don't know. My Zoom is missing. I can't see my Zoom.
Your screen is sharing, sir.
You see my this thing, huh? So how do I get the Zoom? Can you not help me? I try to Zoom workplace.
So can you click Control Tab?
Control?
Tab.
Add.
Tab.
Control add?
Tab.
Add.
Tab button, TAB, tablet, tab button.
Tab. Tab. No, it doesn't work. Sorry for that. Anyway, you can see my computer screen now. How come that I'm trying to click the zoom? You see my screen, right?
Yes, we can still see your
Yes,
screen.
sir.
So why is it that I cannot see my own screen or the Zoom? And I'm very happy that you all were there. So I'm extremely sorry that I did a session on to structure your papers. If you ask Sanjeeva to organize that, I can show you what it was. It's still in my folder, right? I used to do that. Let me see. Yeah. These are the presents that I used to make. And there I have even a how to dress well. You see the screen, right? You see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So this is my presentation that I used to make, and in writing all those things I did. Now there's no time to do that, okay? Because for one thing, you are very tired today, you can't do that. If you want, I can do that as long as you can schedule another session, right? So that's this. Then also I have a small one, about 12 slides on how to dress, right? So even that I have, I'm doing because I need to see engineers properly attired, speaking sense. So this is what I said. This is my presentation on, it says, let us make sense when you talk and write. So that has helped a lot of engineers in framing the answers. I have taken a lot of examples as well. So this is what is in store. I go through a little bit of grammar and how to, and common mistakes we make. So I've taken a lot of examples from the past papers. Unfortunately, today I had no time. And if you can prepare another session with consulting with the ISL, I'll be happy to do that online, because even I used to share some of these things, You see my screen, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we
Yeah.
can.
So all these things are very useful tools for you guys when you are writing and, writing your 130 mistakes. Students do. Sorry, make. Right? So very, very interesting ones I have taken from the internet and I'm sharing with you guys. Accused of, how used some of these things, which one is wrong, accused of, right? Administrative, agree. So these are very good material. I don't mind sharing this with you. I don't mind giving this to you anytime. So talk to ISL. They want, if they can. I don't mind doing one more session with you guys. Okay. So with my best wishes, do your PR well. Starting with the B paper. Okay. So I don't know even how to get rid of this place. Oh, let me see if I close all my tabs so that I can see your. Can someone try to get my screen back on Zoom?
Sir, can you click the, Alt tab. My mistake, it was Control tab, Alt tab. Alt tab, yeah.
Alt tab. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, at the same time.
No, I'm
Did
doing
show
that.
anything?
No. You see my screen. There's something else, right? Probably Alt tab. No, it doesn't work. Now my problem is how to get rid of this place, and my Zoom will be there with me for the whole day unless I switch off. No, you're not getting anywhere. The Zoom, when I click, it doesn't go to the Zoom. Anyway, I had a nice time with you guys. Meetings. Anyway, so it's too late for you guys. Already it's 7:15. Can have a nice evening. Good night, everybody. Okay. Hello.
Thank you, sir.
You're still there, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Okay, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
welcome.
Thank you very much, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night,
Good
sir.
night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Enjoy
sir.
your evening. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night. Good night. I will try to do some Alt Control Delete. Manager. Hello.